Hey everyone, welcome back to day 6. I cannot believe we're on day 6 already for our lower back series. Today we're still looking at mobility, we're still looking at stretching, but we want to start to add in a little bit of strengthening. So we're going to be doing very kind of basic, really essential core exercises to strengthen around that area, as well as firing up into the glutes and around the pelvis to help support that lower back. So to kick things off for day 6, we're going into that normal knee hug and sway. So like I said on other videos, it's a really lovely place to start when looking at movement and stretching, and of course today adding in that strengthening. It's a really nice place to start to get really lovely movement through this area. So for about 10 to 15 seconds we're going to do sways side to side, and then if you feel like you can, just bringing the knees up towards your chest and holding into that knee hug for a little bit longer to really stretch through that lower back. Next we're going to add in hip circles. So again, it's adding in that lovely mobility, indirectly obviously moving through that lower back as well, but mainly focusing on movement into the hips, doing so many circles one way. So I normally aim for about 10 and then changing direction, and then of course swapping sides. What's really important with this, as you probably found when you did this move before, is it's quite clicky through the hip. If you've got a history of hip injuries, you want to look at maybe reducing the range or only sticking in one direction, because the idea is we want to add mobility and comfort. You know, we don't want to force that movement through if it feels really limited. Next we want to go into the Piriformis stretch. So you can either reference back to the video that we looked at yesterday for day 5 with that pigeon stretch with the leg out in front to stretch your piriformis, or you can stick to what I'm showing you here today, which is the most common, most popular stretch, which is placing hands behind the knee, letting the leg drop out and then pulling them up towards your chest. So it's your choice which one you want to do, holding in that position. So it's really nice before we add in that strengthening and that extra mobility to really stretch through those glute muscles. Next we want to start to activate the core with breathing. So we want to use the diaphragm. So as we breathe in, we're going to push the tummy out, and as we breathe out, we're going to pull the tummy in tight. It's almost as if you're pushing it into the ground. So you want that lovely flat back. You want to aim to do about 2 to 3 cycles of breathing, or you can do it for time, like I mentioned, 10 to 15 seconds. You just want a couple of rounds to really feel yourself firing through that core. Once you've done that, we're going to gently lift up into a glute bridge, because although we're using the glute muscles here and we're activating through the glutes to fire and add that support around the pelvis, it's also testing your core as well and that core stability, as when you lift up you want it to be lovely and controlled, not wobbling or twisting side to side. And again, either aiming for reps 10 to 15, or you can do it for time, like I mentioned, 10 to 15 seconds. Finally, we want to activate through the glutes. So a great first glute exercise is to have the legs up at 90 degrees, pull in the core tight, make sure your back is flat, and then just gently tapping the toes towards the floor. So you can really feel that engaging, aiming between 5 to 10 reps on each side, or again you can do it for time, so 10 to 15 seconds, and then relaxing.